Hello, Shelby. How you doing? I've got your magazine, your new layout up right here. And good job. This is so much better, so much more effective than the first iteration. This is good. Actually, this is pretty darn good. There's a couple of issues I think that are really difficult to see in this layout right here, and the main thing is, and that's why I have it set to this particular focal level, is because I think it's difficult to read. I think the readability is compromised by two things. Number one, the X height of the typeface that you have chosen is just tiny, and it's okay because you have the luxury of knowing it's a magazine, so it's not going to be held too far away from the face. But I'm almost inclined to think that, yeah, see how the closer you get, the better it looks. So I'm just thinking that maybe, boy, I don't know. I really like the choice of using a sans serif. I'm just wondering if you can't find one with a little bit of a higher X height, just to make the legibility a little bit um, more accessible. And then, I'm noticing a couple of things in the type here, and in some areas, it's like the kerning. And you know what? Actually, the kerning is really, really tight. A lot of your letters are almost touching each other. And actually, now that I zoom in, it looks like that is actually that the typeface is fine. There's no problem with the typeface at all. Your kerning is really super tight. So check that. I would, you got a lot of letters that are just touching each other. I mean, literally touching them. Then you have other areas that seem to be okay, like this word Apollo, and maybe it's because that's set in a more of a bold typeface. At any rate, I think it's really important to look at the readability and ascertain as to whether or not your reader can read this type. And I don't think that the reader can. And I think the biggest issue is not your typography, because your typography is okay. I think it's the image in the background. Um, there's nothing wrong with using an image in the background, but this may even be a perfect image. There's a couple of things you can do though. Try a darker typeface throughout. So we need more contrast, because right now that's just not readable. Or you could try a different image. Another option is to use an image only on the left-hand side and keep your that subhead down there, or that pull quote. I'm not sure of the key to rapid. I guess that would be a subhead. Um, but so think about that. That's another solution, is just having an image on the left-hand side, and then that right there could be a caption for the image. So, anyways, watch your baseline alignment. And the other thing I'm seeing is that your rags. You want to check your rags. Remember, it's long, short, long, short, long, short. So you want to avoid any kind of these patterns, or these really dramatic fluctuations, like right here is, and I'll look at that, how short that is. So that leaves this unsightly little divot in the right margin of your text. This is called a widow or an orphan. Sometimes those are interchangeable. And basically that technically is close. I mean, this is definitely, anytime you have one word at the end of a paragraph, that's a widow, or as some people call it, an orphan. Or you definitely don't want like a paragraph to end with the sentence at the top of a new text column. Okay, so that'll have to be adjusted. So, one easy fix would be to use a darker type on this and continue this as a 2-page type spread. Or I really think it would be dramatic for you to use an image on this side, use the caption right there, and use a white page here, maybe even a black and white image. That would be cool. Yeah, and then white background there, black type. Think about it. That's the wrong type for a pull quote. Look, I pulled this up so you can see. This is all I have here is pull quote design. I've Googled it, and just so you can have an idea of like a bunch of different ways, very cool ways to design pull quotes. See, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. So think about these different ways. That's really interesting. Think about these different ways that you can design a pull quote and think about reformatting that. Other than that, great job. Really, really superior compared to the list. I wanted to mention the success of the hierarchy around the headline area. This is wonderful. I mean, it really is. There's no question in where you want your viewer to look first, second, third, and then into the article. So very, very good job. All right. Any questions? Give me a holler. Thanks.